Welcome to Big Brother 10 Reviews, and this is your host, The Shizno. And today I'm going to give you a big review back from last Sunday on forward, and we'll hit some highlights about what happened, and that will bring you forward to today, at least without um, no no secrets at all being let out. You can see some of those secrets on realitybbq.com and other message boards across the internet. Now, let's go to the notes from Sunday's show that aired on July the 20th. After the first eviction, Jerry said he was going to wear no military garb every time that he had to make a decision or do something that went against his morals of being a United States Army veteran. I think that Jerry is a colonel in the United States Marines. That was his rank. I could not, I don't know for sure, but they keep on referring to him as the colonel. I don't know why. Maybe just because he acts like he's an officer, or maybe he was an officer. I'd like to know. Does anybody know if Jerry was an officer and if he was a colonel? Somebody please let me know here on my channel. And Rennie. So let's see here. I've seen one dispute between Jerry and Rennie. That's about that. About it. Jerry was trying to explain to Rennie something, and she wasn't like catching on. And Jerry said, "Oh, "You're not worth talking to," or something like that. So, anyways, Jesse is the new head of household on the 20th, and they were Brian. The house is like all of a sudden split into two groups: the people that were for Brian and the people that were against Brian. They discovered that I have a feeling that Rennie might go it far in the game. For some reason, she seems to like get underneath the radar, not be seen, even though she has these outbursts and people make, and she dresses kind of funny. She wears the babushka most of the time over her head or something. Even though the last show last night, she did not wear a babushka on her head, and her hair was looking actually pretty decent. If that was her real hair, that is. So Keisha is kind of hating April and Michelle. Actually, there's two alliances that are formed in the house, but we'll go over that in a few minutes. And April complains that Rennie. There was a complaint that Rennie and Jerry seem to be on the same teams, and they're the old people, and they're not capable of doing as much. And April and who's on slop twice now, has said again tonight that she still is complaining that they should make the teams more equaled out, so the two old people should be on separate teams, and men and women exactly should be numbering each other, so the competitions are more fair. Anyways, moving on to the notes from Tuesday night, which is July the 22nd. April says she wants to vote Steve out, and Jesse says that he trusts Dan. Okay, this is all during the show. Michelle and Jesse have no showmance. Now, Michelle and Jesse have been spending a lot of time in the house together, and just as good friends. Jesse has a girl back at home, supposedly. I don't know what the details are. They didn't really go in deep into that. Maybe if you check some forums out, you might be able to find the answer to that in a discussion maybe that they had longer that I have not reported on. There seems to be an alliance between, there's a new alliance between Angie, Michelle, Memphis, and Jesse. That is four people who are now in an alliance together. Let's see here. And so Michelle thinks she wants to get Steven and Keisha out. Well, Steven, I can't go that yet, but Keisha has been what they think is she's a floater, just kind of going between two alliances. Doesn't really know what she wants to do. So they have the POV competition, and it's scramble the license plates. What they had to do was they were personalized license plates. They had different things that put together Big Brother words like head of household or diary room or whatever like that. And Michelle won the POV. Okay, so Steve and Dan were up. Michelle wants the POV, and then they had the POV competition, and Michelle left she left it the same, and nobody won the POV competition. The nomination stood that Jesse had as Steven and Dan being the nominees that were going to be voted upon. There's something in the house, everybody's wearing bandanas. So bandanas, get your bandanas now. Must be a cool thing this summer in the Big Brother house. So Rennie and Keisha decided that they do not like Libra at this time. So we're going down to today's show, okay? Let's go over a couple things. There was 8 house guests that sent Brian packing. HOH is Jesse, okay? And he's going after Steve and Dan, which are the remnants of the Brian alliance. Dan and Jesse offers in the show, at the beginning of the show, they try to make Libra, well, they wanted to try to get Libra to go up instead of Steve and use the POV, but that didn't work out. So they saved the nominations. And so it's day 16 in the house, right? They've been there for 16 days, 2 weeks. Let's hear 2 of those weeks. Libra has been on slop, I guess. Rennie is not wearing a babushka this night. And the POV is not used by Michelle. I told you about the alliance. There's a new alliance between Libra and April and Keisha and Ollie. Okay? And this alliance is like so the 3 girls, right? Libra, April, Keisha, and Ollie. And they say that there's some other floaters they want to get out. They talk to Steven, and they tell Steven that Steven wants to talk to them, and he talks to them, and they say that he's a big competitor, but they don't say whether they'll vote him out or not. They just leave him hanging. They know of the Michelle-Jesse alliance. All right, they know that they're hanging out, but they think they're in an alliance, which they are with an alliance with Angie and Memphis. Michelle gives the word to gives her word to Dan, even though Michelle did vote for to put Steven out and Dan's in. So she kept her word for Dan. Angie said she wanted to keep Dan, and Memphis wanted to keep Dan. So that alliance kept Dan. They wanted Dan in the house, and they kept Dan in the house. Let's see here. They also went and they asked Jesse and Rennie's relatives in the show about what they thought about Jesse not getting along with Rennie. And it ended up being that Rennie and Jesse's families, of course, the bodybuilder's family, that's Jesse, his family thought that their boy was just all so nice and everything like that. And Rennie's family backed her, said she was a great wife and a good mother. So they had a live vote competition, and 9-0, Steve was bounced out of the house. So everybody voted for Steve, and he's gone. The cowboy rides on into the sunset. Okay, they had a household competition went on. It was an elimination. They had some missing items in the household. They had each person. There was 2 people that started. The winner of that person picked 2 other people to go up and challenge each other, and the winner of that person had picked up 2 new people out of the group, and it went on until there was one last person left, and it ended up being Keisha. And Keisha is the new head of household, so she won't be gone this week. I guess she will survive on, and I guess that alliance with Keisha and April, Ollie, and Libra might actually get to kick out some of the other people. Maybe Memphis. Memphis is a big threat. He's been a big threat, and we'll see. Maybe they'll get out Jesse. They think Jesse's a big threat too. So maybe on the block it might be Memphis and Jesse, and it might have happened already. So if you go on the reality forums, you might see a lot of spoilers out there already. I'm not going to go into them right now. Maybe a little bit later time. So let's see, we don't have anything new until Sunday. So between now and Sunday, I'll be bringing you some live feed information. via Reality BBQ. Spam Girl makes a great summary of them, and I will be reading you some of the information from these live feeds from now until Sunday. And I will include some spoilers. So look for another video either tomorrow or on Friday. So probably Friday we'll look for another video at the latest. Alright, this has been the Shizno. Back to you, YouTube, from Big Brother 10 Reviews.